Outbreak just recently got its Easter egg that has been teased for months, and surprisingly, it's actually kinda hard to do, especially on a solo run. But it's also not impossible, and today I got you with how you can easily do this solo. Welcome back to the channel though. If you are new here, I hope you enjoy your stay, and maybe consider leaving a like and subscribing for more content like this. But if you are returning, you already know what we're about. But the Outbreak Easter egg. This Easter egg is one of those Easter eggs that is super easy for about 90% of it, but that last 10% is just incredibly hard for no reason. With these tips and loadouts though that I got for you, you should easily be able to do this. You just need to be confident in your ability to do it, and trust me, once you're confident in yourself, you pretty much already won. Before we get into the Easter egg itself though, we need to talk about a solid loadout. Now, the first thing you might see most solo players use is the Frenzy Guard field upgrade, but we aren't going to use this for you. Now, it took me 4 tries to do this Easter egg before I finally beat it, and 3 out of those 4 times I used the Frenzy Guard because the ability to replace armor and slow down zombies sounds very appealing, but the problem here is that there is just a stupid amount of mimics in the boss fight that will just grab you and chalk your DPS phase, which will ruin everything, and it'll also waste your time and the time that you have to beat the boss because yes, you're going to be timed on this. Instead though, you're going to want the Aetherium Rad. Now, I should also mention you should have these field upgrades, these perks, ammo mods, and skills to tier 5 just to help you out a lot. Now, you should be able to slide by if you don't have everything tier 5, but I don't recommend going in this with almost nothing upgraded because then you most likely won't be able to do this Easter egg. Now, the Aetherium Rad has 3 things that makes it better than the Frenzy Guard, and that is the fact that you can have 2 charges of it, so already those are 2 free DPS phases right there, and there's only 3 you need to do, and it also recharges pretty fast. But the field upgrade also makes every single zombie, including mini bosses, which is the big problem here, oblivious to you, which means no mimics grabbing you and throwing you off, no more dogs burning you, and last but not least, every time you use this field upgrade, it automatically reloads your gun so you can get shooting faster. Now, the worst case scenario here is that you try both field upgrades to get a feel for them, since this could take you a couple of tries if I'm going to be honest, if you're not prepared for it, but I'm confident for solo players the Aetherium Rad is the best field upgrade to use. Gun wise now, we're going to have 2 things we're going to use here. First is the M16, it's insane. Now, I recommend having the attack rifle skill tier 5 for this so you can get everything, but if you want the class I used to beat this boss, here it is. Now, once again, this gun is incredible to use for this. The next gun though that you're going to be using is a shotgun. Now, you could choose whichever one you want. I prefer the Spas 12, but it's personal preference here. And what you're going to do is create a blueprint with your shotgun, and it's a little confusing how you do it, so I'll show you how to do it on screen now. After this though, you have everything you can need that you could get before the actual game starts, but once you're in Outbreak, I recommend you get monkey bombs and a death machine because these will come in handy later. And when it comes to ammo mods, I recommend brain rot for the tac rifle and cryo freeze for the shotgun. Step 1 though finally occurs when you get into the game, and that step is to just set up. I strongly recommend you do every single world event in solo because it will help you out a lot. The main thing I recommend is upgrading your gun to the uncommon tier before any armor, because the one thing you're going to look for here is the Aether tool, which will automatically upgrade your gun to the next tier for free, and trust me, you're not going to find 1,000 scrap metal for that legendary tier just by playing this mode. Of course, while here though, make sure you pack your guns and get perks. You will get some perks for free, but only the important ones first, like jug, speed, and stamina up that I recommend you get. Also, don't waste your money here on Tombstone because you have no reason to waste your money on that, because keep in mind you also have to tier 3 pack 2 guns, which means you will need 100,000 points and more for perks. Now, don't let that number scare you though, because you will hit it just fine. Just don't waste your money on stupid things is what I'm trying to say here. When it comes to the shotgun though, what I recommend is finding a legendary or rare tier wall buy of the shotgun that you're going to use and buy that, because I found that to be much more reliable than trying to use a low tier shotgun and trying to get it level up and tier leveled up. While you're doing all the setup though, just keep doing it until World 3, because once you finally hit World 3, you can actually start the Easter egg. So, depending on your world, you will have to hit a radio and 3 other ones to start it. Now, important here, make sure you put on the subtitles so you can see which radio frequency you are on, because you will need to know that when it actually comes to doing this Easter egg. Now, before I show you where these locations are though, you're going to trigger an alarm a couple of times probably, and a bunch of zombies will spawn, and pretty much all you gotta do is just kill them until the alarm goes off, and just go back to tuning the radios. So don't get too worried if you see this, I just want to let you know. But for where all the radios are though, you can see them on screen now. After tuning all the radios though, you need to go back to the original radio you turned on, and you will get prompted to play the full transmission, and once you do that you will get a bunch of points and an ultra object that you need to pick up. Once you pick it up though, continue on your world and get everything you need done, and once you go to warp into another world, you will have a prompt on the beacon to call Maxis, and all you gotta do is call her. When you're done calling Maxis though, you can either finish up on World 3 or go to World 4 to continue on the Easter egg. On World 4 though, what you will need to do here is to get real tape that will be placed inside of a stone monkey bomb that is hidden around the map. This is what they look like though, and this is also where you can find them on every map, and you can also tell which one is right because there will be an M next to it. After you got your tape though, you need to find a projector to play your tape. Every map has one, and this is where you can find all of them. I also forget to mention it, but also on the map Ruka, there is no projector, so if you do have the map Ruka, you're going to have to go on to the next world to get your projector, but you should be all good. Just want to point out there is no projector on Ruka, so if you're confused there, that's why there's no image for Ruka. When you finish your tape though, you can go on to the next world, which is also the last world, and trust me, you're going to want to do this on World 5 because it just gets so much harder after this. On World 5 now, instead of actually doing the traditional objective, you will be sent to an elevator to go into the final phase of the Easter egg. One thing to keep in mind though is that once you go down that elevator, you're not coming back up, so make sure you get everything you need done now. Also, you will have a pack machine, a perk machine, a crafting table, and an armor station when you go down, but you won't have anything else. Once you're ready though, you go ahead and go right down that elevator, and congrats, your Easter egg just went from incredibly boring to incredibly hard for no reason. But when you exit the elevator, you will be at the very bottom of Silo D, and there's 3 silos you can access here, A, B, and D. What you're going to do here is rappel up immediately and go to Silo A and go all the way down Silo A and go to this objective locator that is in this intel looking place and shut down the lockdown where you will be put into a cutscene that I won't show. And after this cutscene, you're going to be tasked with getting 3 keys. They're pretty easy, just annoying. The first key is in the main area at the top of every silo where like 30 or so mimics will spawn, and all you have to do is kill them. Trust me, it's not fun, but you gotta get rid of them, and your frames are probably going to go pretty low, so just get ready for it. It's just really annoying for no reason. Once they're all dead though, you could go ahead and make your way to Site C where you will see a dead person on the wall, and you can also get a key from them. Take that key and another mimic will spawn with extra health. Make sure you kill that one and you will finally get your first key. The next 2 though are somewhat annoying because zombies constantly spawn at an incredible rate for no reason. The first one that you can grab, you want to go to the bottom of Silo B where you can find a canister in the back that you can access. Once you access it, you will be tasked with getting 20 Aetherium crystals, which you can find literally everywhere. You can't miss them, and when you see them, just shoot them and grab the crystals. And once you have those crystals, go back and deposit them and wait for them to respawn and continue until you finish. Once you're finished though, a bunch of zombies are going to spawn, and all you gotta do is grab the canister and go to Silo D where you will find a stairway that has some grass looking stuff on it. And once you're on the stairway, all you gotta do is get to the edge of it and use the canister's special ability by pressing your bumpers or wherever key you have it. You can see it in the bottom right. Now if you do this successfully, you should start floating towards the jellyfish that is right there, and you'll be brought inside of it where you could get your second key. The last key though is definitely not as hard. You want to start off by going to Silo A and go to the very bottom where you could go into one of the rooms that is glowed up by a red light where you can find a trap that has a banana on it. Once you pick that up, you will have to look around for a blue monkey in one of the vents. You can also hear it a little bit, but with all the zombies around, it might be hard, so just look around. It's a blue monkey, you literally can't miss it, and it's in the vent. Once you do find that monkey though, all you want to do is throw that trap under the vent the monkey is in and get away from it to lure it out. You should get a speech prompt and the option to trap the monkey by double clicking something. Once you trap it, all you gotta do is go back to the trap and grab the last key. Once you have your 3 keys though, you will have to now start a combination of keys to actually start the boss fight. Before that though, I recommend you get your death machine and monkeys if you haven't yet, and everything else you will need, have it be armor or another tier on your gun or upgrading your gun to the max pack. Once you're ready though, you will see these main panels at the top of every silo that you can start, where you will either be prompted with an incorrect key speech prompt, or you will have to run to the next 2 silos to start the launch. Now something to keep in mind here, you are on a 45-second timer. It doesn't show you at all, but you are being timed here, so you're gonna have to hustle a little bit and just ignore the zombies, but this will probably take you a try or two. But once you get it, you will have about a minute to get back to the middle of the launch area where you can grab everything you need like monkeys and ammo and make sure you are ready. Once you're done and ready to go though, you will go up the stairs at the back of this little area and you'll be timed for 9 minutes to where you can start the boss fight. Now some last minute tips though that I recommend is to keep an eye out on your health and the time, because you do not have to speedrun this. I know you're going to feel like you're going to have to really speedrun this and just go fast, but trust me, you don't. Make sure you take your time and play it safe, and if you're going to go down, use your self revive first. You'll be fine if you go down once, so don't get too scared if you go down. I went down a couple of times, but once you go down that second time, then you should probably start worrying. Then last up, use your charges of the Ether Shroud wisely and use the monkeys. Very last thing though, once you beat the boss, there will be intel that you can pick up on the ground. I recommend you grab it though, because if you want it, you're gonna have to get right there, and if you miss it, the only other way to grab it is to do the whole Easter egg over again. Other than that though, I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure not to leave without leaving a like and subscribing for more Cold War content like this, and make sure to share this with all your friends that also want to do this Easter egg. But until next time, see ya.